Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Just want to throw out a big recommendation to, no. Big thank you, sorry, to Lazy for giving me this idea. Anyway, now I'm going to jump into another big thank you for all the support I've been getting lately, even though I've not been very active. I am trying to fix that, and this is because I'm releasing two videos one day after another, which I've not done in a while, but hopefully I can get on top of it. Anyway, I'm just here to tell you I have made another YouTube channel. I don't know whether to give you the name of it yet. I don't know whether I want to try and grow it organically rather than nicking from, well, this channel itself. And I would like you guys to like and subscribe if you're new here and you're enjoying the videos. Anyway, so first of all, I feel like there should be two things I should mention first. First of all, this is a quirk Deku's naturally born with. This is from a really weird quirk evolution that the ice, it came from literally nowhere, but there's a certain factor that changes him up, and the reason I've had to add in this factor is because of, well, of course, Todoroki. He has ice powers, but as far as we know, I'm pretty sure his ice powers work by he can't like control ice, but he can release ice to be really precise. So what Deku can do that changes him from Todoroki is he can manipulate ice, meaning that if Todoroki threw, let's say, one of those big ice things at him, Deku, he won't be able to block it, but what he could do is he could, in the vicinity of him, he could make the ice just redirect the ice so it doesn't hit him, meaning that he isn't wiped out by a big ice thing. It's just basically there to make his ice quirk well interesting, and there's some other things I'm gonna add later, but the whole point is adding them later. So I've got to kind of justify this quirk, because I'm not just going to give it out of nowhere. So this is where I've gone. The ice, the ice is a really good quirk evolution, but the reason he can control the ice is because of his mum's telekinesis quirk. But his mum's telekinesis quirk is kind of fused with the ice quirk to be able to create this quirk, which I feel like it can be quite powerful. I see the potential for it. So yeah, if you like this series, just tell me to make a part 2. There's a lot of other series I need to make a part 2 too, but I thought, why not just start 2 new series and then restart on a fresh book and do the part 2s later. So anyway, what if Deku was had an ice quirk? So we're going to start off with Deku as a kid. He got his ice quirk, meaning that he wasn't bullied, mainly because ice is it's like an elemental quirk. Like, ice is very powerful. Todoroki got him through recommendation because of his quirk. Well, no, that was because of Endeavor. But anyway, an ice quirk is very powerful, and especially one of this caliber. So Deku's a kid, he didn't have very much control over his quirk. His limiting factor is, of course, his stamina. This is different from Todoroki's, as Deku's, he doesn't emit it from his own body. He kind of just creates it by freezing the particles in the air. It's more of a mystical quirk that doctors haven't quite been able to fully explain yet. But rather than the side effect of like Todoroki's is he gets called Deku, it's stamina, because his runs more like a muscle, I guess, more than if he overuses it. He gets Todoroki freezes up, Deku gets tired. So anyway, Deku's a kid, he didn't have much control over his quirk, but right then he focused more on power than he did technique, and that meant he could just, either way, you could just overpower Backkk, because sure, Backkk could use explosions, but Deku could keep on throwing ice at him. Not that they got into a fight though, because Backkk now respects him. So Backkk and Deku are somewhat friends. They're not like friends, but they're not on like, oh, Backkk hates Deku. Backkk's still got a god complex and doesn't like but he doesn't like dislike Deku like he does usually in the anime. So anyway, Deku has trained up his quirk since he was a kid due to the determination of being a hero. This leaves his body in a very good shape. So like he's buff, but like not like over buff. Like he's got like a 6-pack and all that. And this means he could probably take One for All if he ever took it on. So if you guys want me to let him take on One for All, put it down in the comments, because of course I'm gonna have to stop at certain points to see whether I should give him One for All or not. So drop it down in the comments. Of course, in the first part, he's not going to have One for All because I don't want to wreck on it. So anyway, Deku, he's trained from a young age. What he's managed to do is a cool technique. This cool technique is, well, he can, due to him being able to control his ice a lot more, he can move his ice into swords and stuff like that. And what this basically means is that he can make an ice block, put his hand on it, and pull out like a sword, if that makes sense. So he has an ice sword, and what this ice sword also does is, due to a quirk being like an extension of a body, it says it somewhere in the series, he can swing the sword and it have like an ice effect, so if anyone gets hit by the sword, it ices over. This also means if Deku gets stabbed, let's say by Slain, is it? He can like freeze up his injuries. You know, like Todoroki could singe his cuts so they don't continuously bleed. Anyway, we're gonna just get a bit back on track. So, to show Deku's power, I'm gonna put him against the slime monster. So everything's happened like usual, but I'm just gonna explain it for somebody if they don't know, which they might not. So basically, Deku, he's not getting bullied anymore. He's applying to UA, and he got out there early, meaning that he has more time to fight the slime monster, because Backkk isn't telling him to swan dive out the building. That whole confrontation where that happens doesn't happen anymore, which of course does the adverse knock-on effect, meaning that he gets to the slime monster before, which usually would be a problem, but Deku's ready. So the first thing he does is due to his reaction times being up, but it's still not high because he's never actually been in a hero fight before. He's just done more training. He dodges the first slime monster attack and straight off the bat freezes the floor, meaning that the slime monster can't move towards Deku. So this gives him enough time to form the ice block. Sure, the slime monster could jump over Deku, but due to it being like slimy, it might like lose some of its slime, and it can't actually due to the biological makeup of the monster, it can't actually jump that well. So this means Deku's icy floor, it's not a wall, it's like a floor has been covered in ice, so if anybody steps on it, they'll freeze up, but this is only a short radius, meaning that if anyone has a long range attack, they could get around it. But what Deku then does, he creates an ice block and forms a sword, and then this sword, it looks kind of diamondy. This is because what he's done, he's used the ice block around it to compact the sword, so the ice is compact ice basically, meaning that it takes more to break and more heat to break and all them things, you know, like regular fire, it'll take ages to melt it. The sword can melt instantly if Deku wants it to, due to his complete manipulation of ice. But either way, Deku starts running up to it, and then the sword, which is usually clear and a little bit shiny, starts glowing like a light blue color as Deku swings on the slime monster. This swinging causes the slime monster to freeze up, but due to Deku's complete control over manipulation over ice, he stops it before the slime monster is like frozen throughout, so it's only like an ice layer. This of course means that this slime monster can break out of it, but due to him being slime, he finds it quite difficult because like, if you don't know, slime kind of, I presume slime stiffens when it gets colder. So I'm just making a guess there, so I don't know whether that's true, but anyway, according to my new logic I made up, slime stiffens whenever it gets cold, meaning that the slime monster's movements are limited. But Deku realizes that he couldn't defeat this monster by himself at his state. So what he decides to do is pull out his phone and pull out his phone once the slime monster is warming up again. So once the slime monster's getting quicker, and he calls for help. He calls the police, who then call the heroes. And as for GPS settings, what Deku does, he creates like an ice ball and shoots it up in the air and hits the top of the building, which causes some of it to basically ice over. And this means that heroes can see where he is, basically. And it's kind of like a flare, but made out of ice, and it's like blue ice, and it sparks up and then goes. But this is like absolute extent of his power. So Deku realizes that the best thing he can do right now is run, because he's overused his quirk by quite a bit. Because basically he has like no stamina left, but he can run, but he can't use any big moves for his ice quirk. This also means that he can't use the upkeep of his sword, which is fine because it won't melt. But it means that he can't use the ice freeze power like he did against the slime monster the first time. And the reason is he can only use that move one time. I hope I'm being clear and concise. So basically, he's running away from the slime monster. He has just enough energy to do so, and he can't do anything else. But due to Deku slowing him down, that means All Might can come in, and what All Might does, after being told by the police, or informed by the police, All Might beats the slime monster, and yeah, and that happens. Deku notices the power of All Might, and he's like, oh my god, he's so powerful. But rather than being like, oh, can I become a hero like you, he's thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna have to beat that one day. No, I will beat that one day. And of course, seeing All Might rather than non-determining him, it determined him even more, which is quite different to the original. But it's because he has a quirk. Quirks are like absolutely, like, he's just inspired to become a hero, but he realizes he has to train more, and that's when he whispers to himself, hopefully I won't be resorted to using, well, my hidden power. And chuckles and walks away whilst All Might jumps away. And All Might did find the fact that Deku mentioned a hidden power very special. Well, no, he found it very, like, weird and suspicious. There we go. And this distracted him enough to drop the plastic bottle, and that's because All Might is considering A, his time limit, and B, he's seen how good of a hero Deku could be, so he's considering as him as a what's it called? A mentor? No. You know what I mean, like a replacement, I guess you could say. Not a replacement, predecessor. There we go. Yeah, he sees Deku as a predecessor. So, anyway, so just to clarify what's happened in this episode, Deku took care of the slime monster, but didn't defeat it. That was, yet again, All Might, but it took less energy for All Might. But its time limit was still up. The slime monster was released again due to All Might being distracted by A, his time limit, B, the pain he's feeling from his time limit, C, the internal conflict of Mirio and Deku now going on in his head, and D, what this kid's apparently more powerful with his hidden form. Anyway, this is when of course, when the slime monster gets loose and Deku has to fight it, but I'm gonna leave that for next episode because it's a good cliffhanger. Because you don't know whether Deku's gonna use his hidden power yet. You just won't know. And it's also a good point because it still gives him a chance to get one for all for one for all, one for all. And yeah, that means I can like kind of open it up and let you guys choose. Anyway, yet again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. It's been fun, but now I got to go. This should be uploaded by the 10th, maybe the 10th or the 11th. I've not quite decided a date for it, but I need to get uploading videos because I'm just creating them at this point, not uploading them. Yeah, so leave your thoughts on this what if in the comments. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, or just in general and you want me to get to 1k. It's very nice, very heartfelt. Goodbye.